So effectively, we can kit out all of our spell levels from 2 up to 9 with fireballs, leaving us with around 67 fireballs to cast per day, with an additional 14 burning arcs, and then an infinite amount of burning hands, which do easily 200 fire damage each. We're going to Dragon Might up and drop our fireball right on them. 465 fireball damage. I've made something like this before in Neverwinter Nights 2, as well as Pathfinder Kingmaker. It's gonna be similar to that build, but it's still a fun build. Let me know in the comments, what is the kind of build you want me to tackle next? I've had a lot of people over on twitch.tv/thearcaneagent telling me over there what kind of builds they want me to make, and I've got a list of them that I'm cranking out. This is one of those ones that we discussed over at Twitch. But in the comments below, let me know what your idea or what you want me to put my finesse on for a build. As for the build description, my wonderful subscribers actually write up the subscription and will put it as one of the comments, and whoever does it the best or the first, I pin that comment for all eternity. They do hard work and they deserve to be pinned. If you like these kind of videos, I do make a lot of types of RPGs videos, so consider subscribing over here. By the way, if you have Amazon Prime, then that means that you have Twitch Prime. And it's a free Twitch Prime sub you can drop on me because you like me, and you like the fact that if I don't shave, my beard hair connects to my eyebrow hair. And so you want to support me with a free Prime sub over at twitch.tv/thearcaneagent. Like this portrait, very fireball for this kind of character. We're going to go for a wizard, and we're going Thassilonian Specialist because they get +2 spells per day compared to other classes. Compared to every other class, this guy drops the most amount of damage and spells that I've seen. We're going to go with an elf, just a basic elf, because of their elven magic. It's going to help you push past spell resistances, which in Wrath of the Righteous is pretty tough. We're going to go for a basic. We don't want anything else. We want to go basic. Background selection. I pick this a lot because it's a very, very great background. We're going to go for Street Urchin for Pickpocket, simply because of the initiative rolls, +2 to your initiative rolls. You want to be able to launch your blasting spell, which ours is going to be Fireball. You want to be able to launch it before anybody else moves. A lot of time, you will win a battle in the first round if you set yourself up right. So improved initiative with this happening here because of Pickpocket. Our ability scores are going to be 16 into Dexterity. Give yourself 2 into Constitution, 19 into Intelligence to start with, and then 4 into Charisma. I pushed the Charisma here because we will use Magic Device later on. Plus, you do need at least 1. You need like 11 Charisma at least to be able to cast your Sorcerer spells. You will get 1 level of Sorcerer. For skills, we're going to go for Trickery, Mobility, Arcana, and World. We need these 2 because we're going to spec over into Arcane Trickster. There's a reason for it. At the end of everything, we will get a Rogue's Dispelling Sneak Attack ability because of the Arcane Trickster's ability to apply sneak attacks to all spells. Our level 1 feat is going to be Improved Initiative because we want to launch our fireballs before anybody else does anything. Our wizard bonus feat, though, is going to be Spell Focused Evocation. This is going to allow us to have a +1 difficulty class to push past other people's resistance. Now, here we're going to grab Arcane Bond. You'd think you'd grab Hair here, but you don't. You want Arcane Bond because this will allow you to restore 1 spell per day for your wizard class. Really important. And then we're going to go for Wrath Evocation. So we get a lot more evocation spells, but we lose the ability to do Abjuration and I believe Conjuration. Okay, we're going to grab Burning Hands at the beginning. Burning Hands is actually great. Now, as a wizard, you start off with Magic Missile, so we're not going to grab that. It's actually in your inventory. I'm going to grab for Enlarge Person. I'm going to grab Reduce Person. Vanish is good. I think you get Expeditious Retreat on a scroll. Let's do Flare Burst to blind a whole bunch of people, Magic Weapon, and then True Strike in case we need to buff somebody up, whatever. I'm going to go for Apsu because we will be jumping into the Gold Dragon later on. I'm going to grab a Neutral Good alignment because Why not? And then I like the aggressive voice here. And I'm going to name this character after one of my Twitch subscribers who's been subscribed for a very, very long time. His name is Dragoon Zero. Yeah, I'm going to say Dragoon Zero, my blaster. So he subscribes to me over on twitch.tv/thearcaneagent. And I stream every Monday and Friday at 2 o'clock to 5 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time. And then Wednesday nights from 6 o'clock to 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time. So that is level 1. At level 2, we're dipping over into Sorcerer. We're going for Crossblooded, because we're going to add some dragon to the mix. Mobility, Trickery, Arcana, and World. Now here, we don't want to grab separate opposition schools to what we already have. Wrath makes you opposition to already Abjuration and then Conjuration. So we need to do that, because if you grab other schools, it actually makes it in your wizard spellbook that you can't cast those spells. And then here, our first bloodline we're going to grab is going to be Arcane, because that's my name. And then we're going to grab greater spell focus on evocation. Now we're going to dip over into one of the fire bloodlines. I think it's wise for us to go gold, because we will be going into Gold Dragon later on. The reason for this is, as a dragon bloodline, if we mouse over here, with every spell that's a fire damage spell that you cast, it deals +1 point of damage per dice rolled. So this is going to buff up your fire damage spells big time. And then here, our Arcane Bond is actually going to be Hair. If we had gotten Arcane Bond here, it would only work for that Sorcerer spell, and we're only going to use one Sorcerer spell the entire game, really. Hair here, bonus to initiative checks for all 20 levels. So starting at level 1, we kick off with 2 extra initiative. Now we've already grabbed 4, so we have +6 to our initiative already. Our class skill, because of Sorcerer, is going to go World, because it's an intelligence thing. And then here, we're going to grab Vanish. I'm going to grab Vanish. You grab whatever you want. I would recommend Vanish, because this will let you, get out of town real quick. It'll let you be safe. You could use a Mage Armor if you wanted to. You could use a shield. Mage Armor is going to last you an hour for that level, which could be good. But Vanish is like your get out of free card. Now, if you really want to have fun, Burning Hands. First couple levels, you drop in Burning Hands, it's going to do some free extra damage. But I'm going to go Vanish. At level 3, we're going to go back into Thassilonian Specialist, that Wrath, getting Mobility, Trickery, Arcana, and World. At level 3, what we grab is actually going to be Spell Penetration. We want to push past people's spell resistance. So being an elf, this already helps us. Here I'm going to grab Hurricane Bow, and then maybe like Ray of Enfeeblement. When I start messing up my words, I just keep messing them up, so it looks like I wasn't stuttering. At 4th level, we're going to go for Thassilonian Specialist. And we're going to put a point into Intelligence. Every single 4 levels, we're going to go into Intelligence. Trickery, Mobility, Arcana, and then World. And now we're going to put 2 points into Stealth, because we can. And Stealth will let us maybe sometimes get closer to the enemies so we can launch a surprise fireball attack. Now here, we've already got a level 1 Burning Hands fire spell. We're going to grab a Burning Arc as an offensive, and then I always recommend grabbing a defensive, which is going to be Mirror Image here. Now at level 5, we're going to go into Thassilonian Specialist. Again, we're just pushing that for a very, very long time. Mobility, Trickery, Arcana, World, and then Stealth. And then here at level 5, what we are grabbing is going to be Selective Spell. The reason we want Metamagic Selective Spell is we'll be able to launch fireballs now at our teammates, and it's not going to hurt them. This also only makes your spell level on that fireball go up to level 4, which is not bad. But later on, we're going to get Favorite Metamagic Selective Spell, which is going to make sure that our spells, actually all of them will be selective. They won't hurt our teammates, and it will cost us nothing extra. So Selective Spell here. I'm going to go for another buff. I'm going to go for Invisibility, and then I'm also going to go for Blur. And the cool thing here is Burning Arc is already going to do a 3-person chain kind of fire thing. So it's already kind of an AoE that doesn't hurt your friends. At level 6, we are grabbing our 5th level of Thassilonian, Mobility, Trickery, Arcana, World, and then we don't get one for Stealth. Here at level 6, we are grabbing Greater Spell Penetration. You are now stacking up going through people's spell resistance. And then we're going to grab Fireball. This is your bread and butter the entire time. Who doesn't love a good haste? So I'm going to grab Haste right now. Now we get our first mythic rank. What I'm going to push you to go to is Close to the Heavens, because the next mythic level, you are immune to petrification. This is really, really good. And then we're going to grab Ascendant Element Fire. Now our fire spells cannot be resisted. Here at level 7, we're going to go for that Thassilonian Specialist again. We're going to go into Mobility, Trickery, Arcana, World, and then 1 point into Stealth. Also, again, if you have not gone over to twitch.tv/thearcaneagent, why don't you go over there and drop a follow? And if you can, if you want to, drop a sub because you're a nice person. Stream every Monday and Friday from 2 o'clock to 5 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time, as well as Wednesdays from 6 o'clock to 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Now, at level 7, we're going to go for Bolster. We could do Intensified here, but you don't really have the spell levels yet to make Intensified work. We're going to do Bolster. Again, now we're doing +2 more points of damage per dice roll, as well as it's only a +1 increase, and later on it'll be a +0 increase. I've already got a Fireball spell here. I'm going to grab some more buffs for us. I love my entire team having Haste, as well as See Invisibility, and then Displacement is going to keep me alive a little bit longer if I need to. And then here at Mythic Rank 2, what we are grabbing is going to be Spell Penetration Mythic. Again, you add half of your Mythic rank on caster level checks to overcome spell resistance. This is good. If you have greater spell penetration, you add your full Mythic rank instead. So right now, we are already adding +2 to our spell penetration with this. Here at level 8, we're grabbing that Thassilonian again. More Intelligence, Mobility, Trickery, Arcana, World. And at level 8, this is fun. Level 8, I am going to get a Dragon's Breath, because now instead of a Fireball doing 10d6, this does do a 12d6. So for a while, Dragon's Breath is going to outclass your Fireball. Dragon's Breath will always do more damage than Fireball. However, to do your Dragon's Breath, you have to be in range of people. Which means you're either riding on Bismuth, the Triceratops statue, or you're having to move during rounds. So it does do some more damage. However, I prefer to just launch fireballs all the time. So we're going to grab Dragon's Breath here, though. We're getting greater invisibility. This is a buff that keeps you alive. At level 9, we're going for Thassilonian Specialist again. We're going to go for Mobility, Trickery, Arcana, and World, and then 1 point into Stealth. Here at level 9, we are going to grab that Metamagic Intensified, okay? You can now add to your damage dice on a spell by 5 levels. So your Fireball that's a 10d6 is now a 15d6. Your Dragon's Breath that's a 12d6 is now a 17d6, and it's only a +1 increase, which later on we'll make it a 0 increase. I'm going to grab Shout here because it cannot be affected by spell resistance, and I'm also going to grab Animal Aspect Greater because it's another buff for me. You also get some cool elemental walls here. You get some fires and stuff, so free spell, yay. Now here at level 9, we get our 3rd Mythic Path, and we're going to grab Trickster, okay? The reason we're grabbing Trickster is because of the 2 sneak attack die that it gives us, as well as there's some things that it lets you do that you do get to keep as a Gold Dragon. At Mythic 3, we're going to grab Favorite Metamagic Selective. Now, all of our selective metamagic costs us nothing and gives us everything. I like to grab Arcana 1, and the reason is because you will have your Trickster path for a long time, and every item that you identify will have a +1 enhancement bonus on that item. Armors, weapons, it's going to give you belts, amulets, it's going to give you a +1. Now here, I am going to grab another Vanish, I'm going to grab Expeditious, I'm going to grab Featherstep. So we start getting some cool stuff with a Trickster here. Now at level 10, we are opening up our first level of Arcane Trickster. Mobility, Trickery, Arcana, World, and then Stealth. We have got to use the spell book from our Thassilonian Specialist. And then here, I'm going to grab Fire Snake. I want to be able to do some damage. Now this starts off as a 15d6 right here, all right? But it's a 50-foot long line of flames. Pretty situational, but it can be good right now. You can instantly make this thing selective, so it doesn't hurt any of your buddies, but it's going to do 15d6 damage. And as a buff, I'm grabbing echolocation so that I can see blindside. I have blindside at a range of 50 feet. Here at level 11, we are grabbing our 2nd level of Arcane Trickster. Mobility, Trickery, Arcana, World, and then 2 points into Stealth. We're catching up. And at level 11, we're actually going to grab a Heightened spell. You can now take a level 3 spell and put it as a level whatever you have a spell book height for. So right now I think we're at 5th. You can go to a 9th level Fireball with this. I'm going to grab another buff of Angelic Aspect. And I'm also gonna grab Baleful Polymorph here, just because I wanna turn people into dogs. Love that spell. As we continue in onto our Trickster Mythic Path here at Mythic level 4, we're gonna go for Spell Focus Mythic Evocation, +1 to the DCs of our spells. Now here at Mythic 4, we are grabbing Perception 1, and then also Perception 2. Now we can get completely normal spell. At this level, we are Mythic 4, we are level 11 in the game, and now all of our level 1 spells can be turned into level 0 spells, which means that our Burning Hands at level 1 will now be a cantrip, which means that we can cast it over and over and over again. It doesn't take up any spell slots. It also means that our level 2 Burning Arc becomes a level 1 spell, which means we knock it down a level. It means that our Fireball at level 3 gets knocked down to a level 2, which then doubles up more spells for us. Perception 2, completely normal spell. Here, I'm gonna grab Reduce Person for myself. I'm also gonna get Invisibility in another mirror image here. Level 12, we're continuing into Arcane Trickster, getting that point into Intelligence, Trickery, Mobility, Arcana, World, and then we can now pump up our Stealth and start working on our Use Magic device. Here at level 6, I'm gonna grab True Seeing to start with, and I'm also gonna grab an Elemental Assessor. Here at level 6 spells, I'm gonna grab True Seeing, and then I'm gonna grab a Sirocco. I can cast this. It's going to be selective. It won't hurt me or my buddies, but it's fire damage at this level if I need to use it. At 13, we're grabbing our next level, our 4th level of Arcane Trickster. Trickery, Mobility, Stealth, Arcana, World, and then a point into Use Magic device. Now here, we're going to go down to normal spell. Metamagic, completely normal spell. A completely normal spell uses up a spell slot 1 level lower than the spell's actual level. Level 9 spells can now be level 8 spells. Level 1 spells can now be level 0 spells. Level 6 spells can be level 5 spells. Level 7 spells can be level 6 spells. It goes on and keeps going. Greater Heroism here, and then Elemental Assessor, another evocation spell. Also, our sneak attack keeps increasing. Level 14, we're grabbing our 5th level of Arcane Trickster. Mobility, Trickery, Stealth, Arcana, World, Use Magic device. Ice Body, we're getting Ice Body here at level 7. Now, what was I getting at level 6? I don't know why I grabbed Element, it doesn't matter. Now, I've got Ice Body. I really want to go down to level 2, because I forgot this one. I want to grab Sense Vitals. This adds to our sneak attack damage, and we will be using sneak attacks. So more damage right there. Ice Body gives us a lot of immunities. Immunity Cold, damage reduction, ability score damage, immunity, blindness, critical hits, disease, drowning, electricity, poison, stunning, all spells and attacks that affect your physiology and respiration, like spells, cloud spells, things like that. Ice Body is a great buff. Now we're eligible for our 5th mythic level, which we're gonna go down and we're gonna get Favorite Metamagic Intensified. And here, what I'm grabbing is Nature 1. Every time you rest, you get potions and scrolls, which are beneficial. You keep these after you switch out of Trickster. I'm gonna get Grease all the way. Grease is a great spell. I'm gonna go for Blur here. And then here I'm gonna go for Displacement and then Slow. At level 15, we're continuing into Arcane Trickster level 6. Mobility, Trickery, Stealth, Arcana, World, and then 1 point into Use Magic device. Now here at level 15, we go for Quicken Spell. I want to be able to cast 2 spells per round. That doubles up my damage. Here at 7, I'll grab Prismatic Spray, as well as Invisibility Mass. Here at Mythic 6, what we are getting is, this is where things get kind of weird. We're going to click Extra Mythic Ability. We're going to scroll down to Favorite Metamagic and Bolstered. Now right now there's a bug. I will get this and it works, and then later on at like Mythic 9 it says I don't have it at all. I'm clicking it right here. So I say that later on at Mythic 9 we're gonna work some stuff, but you're gonna get bolstered here and it works. For some reason this Favorite Metamagic, it messes up for a bit. We're gonna go for Infuse 1, okay? All of the things you use, your magical items and stuff, it is now all increased by your mythic rank. And then we're gonna grab Arcana 2. Every item that you identify now gets that +1, as well as an additional random minor effect. So it can give you like +1d4 acid damage to a weapon and things like that. It's pretty fun whenever you identify a new weapon or new item. I'm gonna grab Snowball here, love that spell. We're gonna go for Chameleon Stride. We're gonna go for Stinking Cloud. and then Chameleon Stride Greater and Greater Invisibility. Level 16, we're gonna go for our 7th level of Arcane Trickster. Intelligence, Mobility, Trickery, Stealth, Arcana, World, and then more points into Use Magic Device. Definitely want some more buffs here. So we're gonna grab Angelic Aspect Greater. We're also gonna grab Frightful Aspect. Now we're eligible for our 7th Mythic level. Here, I'm gonna go down and get Favorite Metamagic, Quicken. As you can see, I can't get Bolstered right now, okay? I can get Quicken though, okay? Here I'm grabbing Stealth 1, Go Invisible, and then here I'm going for Arcana rank 3. This means that every item identified gets a random major effect as well. I'm gonna go for Find Traps, it's great, why not? Dominate Animal, Shadow Conjuration, Shadow Evocation, and Phantasmal Web. You also get Rain of Halberds here, which is an AoE, lots of other cool spells. Level 17, we are continuing into Arcane Trickster level 8, grabbing Mobility, Trickery, Stealth, Arcana, World, and then Use Magic Device. At level 17, we're actually gonna grab Piercing Spell, okay? It makes the target, it makes it as if they have -5 spell resistance already. And this is only a +1 increase, which you guessed it, we're gonna be putting completely normal spell on it, as well as a favorite meta magic and making this a 0. I'm gonna grab Greater Shout right here. There's no spell resistance on this bad boy. It can stun them. And I'm also going to get Shadow Evocation Greater. Now, after level 17, you are eligible for your first Gold Dragon level, which is where we're gonna pop into here. What it's gonna give you is immunity to a lot of things, as well as making your spells damage die go up. All of your weapons are now +5 weapons. Here, we're gonna get an extra feat, and we're gonna go down and get Dispelling Focus, Dispel Focus. Whenever we dispel, +2 bonus on that. I like Mind Clearing Breath right here for our dragon. You also get some dragon spells, woo, yay. You also get Dragon Might here, this is a fun one. And then you are also eligible for Mythic Gold Dragon, your Mythic rank 9 here. So this is Gold Dragon 2, okay? Which gives you more Perfect Mind stuff. You now have spell resistance equal to 15 plus your character level plus half your Mythic rank. You also can change all your damage to Holy. That's fun, okay? Your base attack bonus goes up. Also, your highest ability score increases to +6. So on that, it gets you a bonus to it. Also, your highest ability score bonus gets a +6 to it, and now all your spells do a D8. So our 10d6 fireball is now doing 10d8. You also get 3 Gold Dragon feats that let you pick a whole bunch of fun stuff. So stick with me. Elemental Focus, Fire, right? +1 DC for fire spells. Greater Elemental Focus, also into fire. And then here, you can grab either an extra rogue talent or an extra slayer talent and go down here and get Dispelling Attack. An opponent that has dealt sneak attack damage by a character with this ability is affected by a targeted dispel magic effect affecting one of the spell's effects on that target. The caster level for this ability is equal to the character's level, okay? So this is cool. All of our sneak attacking spells are not gonna dispel all of the people we're hitting. Down here, we're gonna scroll down to Favorite Meta Magic. And look, Bolstered's available again. Everything's bugged. We're clicking Piercing. If we click over here, you see it just says that our level 6 feat is just a mythic feat that we don't have. So we've got to grab Favorite Meta Magic Piercing here. What I will tell you is this. If you want to pop in the toy box, you've got to give yourself Bolstered again here, right? Or later on at level 9, you've got to sacrifice another mythic feat to get the proper Bolstered. I don't like that, it's a bug, so we're gonna keep, anyways, we're grabbing Piercing here. And then I go for Enlightening Breath. I wanna remove people's ability score damage. At level 18, we are now on our 9th level of Arcane Trickster. Mobility, Trickery, Stealth, Arcana, World, and then a point to Use Magic Device. Getting some buffs. Let's go for Foresight and Heroic Invocation. You can also turn invisible for some rounds, pretty good. You can see our spell resistance here is 37, and we have no items on, so that's pretty fun. Then at level 19, we're grabbing our 10th and final level of Arcane Trickster, Mobility, Trickery, Stealth, Arcana, World, and then Use Magic Device. At level 19, we're gonna go down and we're gonna grab Greater Dispel Focus, so we have an even higher chance of dispelling things off of people. Love me some Icy Prison Mass, as well as some shades. It's fun. Here is your surprise spells. Any damage spell that you cast on people, if they are flat-footed to you, now sneak attacks them, which allows us to instantly dispel them because of that rogue feat we got earlier. And now here at Mythic 10, you're able to get your last level of Gold Dragon, which gives you Perfect Soul. All of your damage spells now go to a D10, and your highest ability score increases up another +8. Also, every ability you have and every spell you have is now empowered and maximized for free. It says ability, so I need to test that out with some like other abilities like cleave and improved cleaving finish, and anyways, I need to test it with some other abilities. I don't know what they're called. So again, here at Mythic level 10, you've either got to burn another Mythic feat if you don't have Toy Box to go down and hit extra Mythic ability and then grab this bolstered here. I'm going to use Toy Box. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab Improved Initiative Mythic here. And I'm going to Toy Box in that extra favorite bolstered after this. Or if you don't have Toy Box, you just don't get Improved Initiative here, and you've got to grab that favorite bolstered one more time. I'm going to grab Rejuvenating Breath, right? I want to heal my enemy, my allies whenever I breathe on them. And then also Empowered Breath. Man, doing some extra damage here with our breath. So yeah, Perfect Soul. Awesome stuff. And then here at level 20, we grab our 9th and last level of Thassilonian Specialist, which gives us that point into intelligence. We're gonna go to Mobility, Trickery, Stealth, Arcana, World, and use Magic Device. And then here, I want Dominate Monster and Mass Hold Monster. So here he is. Let me item him out, equip him up, and then I'll tell you why we chose those items, and then I'll show you him in action. So let's look at our items out. Now I've used these before in some of my most recent videos, and there's a reason why, because these are some good items. So Flawless Mental Headband of Perfection. It's gonna give you +8 to your intelligence. That's better DCs. We're gonna use the Glasses of Undeniable Truth. More initiative rolls. Look at that right there, initiative rolls. Also, we're grabbing a competence bonus to our intelligence. Also, we are underneath the effect of a True Seeing spell, so that's awesome for us. We're going to use the Cloak of Carnage, right? +2 to DC for all evocation spells. We do fire, we do evocation. We're going to use the Ring of Pyromania. It is +1d6, +5 fire damage to all of our fire damage spells, and +2 bonus to caster level checks to go over spell resistance. It's great for a fire caster. We are using the Ring of Triumphant Advance because of the morale bonuses that we get are doubled. Also, we are using the Scorching Bracers, +2 to your DC of all evocation spells. We are using the Sin Mage's Staff. What it does for you is it gives you a +3 to the caster level of all your spells, as well as a +1 DC. But it also gives you +6 bonus to intelligence, so that means you're getting actually +3 DC from your intelligence and that +1 from just the staff. That's pretty good. Over here we're using Valexia's specifically just to get that +2 to our highest current ability score, which is intelligence. We're going to grab the Robe of the 7 Sins, which is going to make your caster level go up by 3, as well as the DC of everything you cast is +1, and you have a +5 competence bonus to go over spell resistance whenever you're trying to pierce through people's spell resistance. We're going to use the Belt of the Last of the Fierce Humans, specifically because we have an initiative thing right there. Finally, whenever the wearer rolls for initiative, they roll twice and take the better result, as well as if somebody casts a spell at you, it bounces right back at them. Really, really great. And then down here, we're going to use the Gloves of the Neophyte. Gloves of the Neophyte turn your cantrips and your first level spells with this build crazy. It makes your burning hands do a lot of fun damage, and I'm going to show you that right here. So we look, I am able to use actually Burning Hands as a level 0 spell, which means we get to use it over and over and over again. So I've got Burning Hands here. There's no number next to it because I can use it as many times as I want. So I'm going to stealth up real quick, and I'm going to go use Burning Hands on Bro Beans over here. So a level 1 Burning Hands drops 225 damage on people. You could do that. 225 damage is nothing to scoff at. Rocking 210 hit points. Now, if I did a Fire Snake, I might take out 3 of them, but I still have to move. See that right there? I have to like move over there to really get that to work right. I might get 3. If I launch a fireball though, right here, I'm gonna take them all out. Boom, all of them are gone instantly. 300 damage all the way across the board. That's why I like Fireball a lot more than the other two spells. But that's not even the most fun of the entire build. The Gold Dragon gets an 8th level spell called Dragon Might. As a swift action, you increase your damage dealt by 50% for 1 round. So we're already empowered and maximized. Let's try out a Fire Snake, which was dropping around 400 damage on him. But let's try our Dragon Might. I'm gonna drop a Fire Snake, hitting him for 609 damage. I'm still gonna have another spell to cast in this round. So we're gonna drop another Fire Snake on him. 609 damage. So it doubles up your damage. We were doing 411, we went to 609 with that. That's real fun. I like that. It's even better with fireballs. Obviously, we know that there's 4 guys over here. We're gonna Dragon Might up and drop our fireball right on them. 466, 465 fireball damage. All of our fireballs, what we have added to them, we go to our metamagic, we have given them selective spell, it's free. It can't harm our friends anymore. We have used a quicken spell. We have used piercing spell. We have used intensified spell and bolster spell. And that will kick it right to a 6. I can knock it down to a 5 with a completely normal metamagic spell. I can do an entire build with just fireballs. So effectively, we can kit out all of our spell levels from 2 up to 9 with fireballs, leaving us with around 67 fireballs to cast per day, with an additional 14 burning arcs, and then an infinite amount of burning hands, which do easily 200 fire damage each. So yeah, this is a fun build if you just want to go around casting tons and tons of fireballs, doing fire damage, dispelling people. Really, really great build. Again, let me know what you would want me to build next in the comments below.